What is up, my beautiful friend? Welcome back to the Identity Glow Up podcast. It is me, your host, Paige Harper, and I am about to bring you an amazing conversation. And I'm actually going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. This has been this podcast episode. The universe, I don't know if it didn't want me to do it or what's happening. My Zoom's freezing right now. I think my friend told me we are in Mercury retrograde, whatever. I don't know. I don't know all the things. Something about a moon. Because I this day has been, I don't know if you've ever had one of those days. I'm sure you have. One of those days where like everything seems to be going wrong, but your girl is pushing through. I'm getting shit done. I have a lot to do today. This is like my week. We're going to talk about this week. This is my birthday week. And so I'm not going to let things like this get me down. And I'm just seeing this as a test and pushing forward. And yeah, but it's taken a lot to get me here right now today. It is 1:30 as I'm recording this on Monday afternoon. And the week that you're listening, well, maybe the week that this drops. And yeah, it's taken me a lot to get here. I should have been done with this hours ago, but here we are, and we're going to push through. And I have an amazing conversation to bring with you. Well, I guess not conversation between me and you and I, to bring you today. And I'm so, so excited. So, but before we get started, as always, please go ahead and make sure you just take a minute to subscribe if you have not already. Leave a 5-star rating and review. I love reading them. It helps the podcast reach so many other amazing women just like you, building up this community of women that are boss bitches and that go after their dreams and all of the things. And then just make sure you're following me on Instagram, TikTok, all of the places. I'm all over the place. Everything is in the show notes as always. I'll put my link in there. Oh, but I guess it'll be Thursday when this actually goes live. If you didn't already see, on Tuesday, I put out a podcast with the beautiful Michaela, who is someone who reached out to me. We have people in common as far as like past mentors, things like that. And we are so aligned and have the same energy. And we talk about identity, and the conversation was absolutely incredible. The podcast almost didn't happen this week because we recorded, and earlier today we recorded, and I didn't have enough storage on my computer. And I had to delete a lot of stuff and somehow still upload, and it still wasn't wanting to upload after it was a hot mess express, but we got it done. And I'm so happy because it was such a good conversation, and I would hate to have to like try to recreate such an amazing conversation between the two of us. So that happened earlier. Go back and listen to that if you have not listened to that already. Overall, this has been the most insane week and a half. By the time, hopefully I'm not going to say the most insane week on Thursday, but over the last week from the time that I'm recording has been so crazy. As I said last week, my son had his tonsils and adenoids removed last Friday, or the Friday before, and the recovery was going great. There was no problems until it wasn't, until it wasn't anymore. He actually just long story short, he started to develop some sinus issues. He started coughing a lot. He started wheezing. I was freaking out as a mom would, and come to find out, we're pretty sure that he has post-op pneumonia. So we are currently dealing with that. Thank goodness he is starting to feel better. He is starting to act like himself. He is taking a steroid right now, so he's kind of like the Incredible Hulk, but we are getting through it the best that we possibly can, because it's all going to be worth it when he feels better. We're just going to have to deal with his massive angry spurts that happened during this time. So that was all happening. Like I said, I'm so blessed and grateful that he is okay, but your girl is tired. Your girl is tired. I've been in full mom mode while also like, I've been kind of putting my business on the back burner, and all of this is hitting me now because now, when you push back something like your business or whatever, those things still need to happen later. Like I still have this commitment and these standards of putting out a podcast episode every week, creating content every day, like all of these things. And when you have things like family come into the picture, and they are obviously my top priority, I go into full mom mode, and that's what I do. And so that's what I've been doing. And I launched Rooted and Relentless and was super, super, and still am super excited about it. And the universe said, bet. Bet. Let's see if you actually want this that bad. Let's see if you're really that excited about it. Let's see you live this rooted and relentless lifestyle that you're telling everyone that you live, right? Like you say you're rooted and relentless, prove it, bitch. Like that's literally, I don't think the universe cusses, but if they did, that's what they would say. So yeah, I created this amazing program and I'm so freaking excited about it because it's all about being deeply rooted in what matters most while staying relentless and pursuing this life and this dream and this business and having your ambitions and all of that that you're building. And then once I created it and put it out to the world, I immediately had to live it to the extreme. So yeah, I'm tired. I've been averaging about 5 hours of sleep a night, which is not ideal. Not in my full boss bitch energy, but what's funny is that the old version of me would have believed that I had to choose. In these moments, like over the last like week or two, like I had to choose either being a present mom or showing up for my business. And I did have to choose one more so than the other, but the old me would have thought, "Oh, well, screw my business. I can't work my business at all. I can't do anything." And I probably the old me would have also like thought that this launch that I did was a wash or was a fail or like I just need to move forward and whatever. Like I do have women in there right now that are so freaking incredible and so amazing, but maybe I should just like stop and like not go through with the program, but just stop talking about it and just continue on with where I'm at now, blah blah blah. Like instead of thinking about how many more women I can impact. Like, yeah, I'm not near as hands-on with this launch as I would like to be and as I normally am. And I think if you're a business owner, especially if you're a business owner and a mom, you can understand that like life hands you shit sometimes and you have to just go with the flow. Like there's nothing ever happens on accident. I really do believe that everything is happening for a purpose. And so this was my purpose, I think, was to, I guess we'll find out, but this was my purpose was to be able to still to show that I do live this rooted and relentless lifestyle even when shit hits the fan because I am not perfect and this launch has not gone perfectly in my brain like the way that it should have gone, quote unquote. Family, doing all of this stuff, it hasn't been perfect, but I'm still showing up. Like I haven't been near as hands-on, but also I trust myself and my business enough. Like I've been working this business, excuse me, I've been working this business long enough to know and trust myself that like I'm not stressing about it. I'm not allowing guilt to take over. And that's why that's like even more proof to me. That's why I know that this program is going to change. This Rooted and Relentless program is going to change so many lives because that's what Rooted and Relentless is all about. It's about building an identity that doesn't crumble when life gets hard because shit's always hitting the fan, whether you're a mom or not. It's about knowing that your family needs all of you and trusting that your business isn't falling apart because you took care of what matters most in those moments, like depending on what season you're in life. It's about refusing to let a hard week become a reason that you quit at going after your dreams and having these ambitions and going after like doing the hard shit. Like it doesn't give you a reason to quit, right? And so if you are a mompreneur, if you're a woman that either wants to be a mom or is a mom and has kids, and you're feeling like you're constantly being forced to choose between the business that you want and the life that you love. Like you feel like you're constantly having to choose and try to balance out, have this perfect work-life balance between your business and your life. And you really want to figure out how to stop with the guilt. Rooted and Relentless was created for you. We start July 6th. It's going to be so freaking incredible. So that's next week. Wait, yeah, next week. Wow. Next week, it's going to be so freaking incredible. And it's going to be a 4-month program. We're having 2 calls a month. There's an incredible Telegram community. There's also the ability to go VIP and have 2 bonus coaching calls with me every single month. And there's a Telegram group associated with the VIP to be able to have a life coach in your pocket anytime you need me. So if you are a mom who is struggling with everything that I'm talking about and you want to be able to do it all, you want to be the mom that shows up, you want to be the mom that goes on the field trips and is present with her kids, and also be the woman who goes after her dreams and is like this boss bitch that's making money and changing lives. And you want to, maybe you're like launching something or you really want to go deep into this and want personal support, that's where the VIP comes in. Okay. So if you have any specific questions, like I'll put the link in the show notes to join. If you have, as always, if you have any specific questions about details or if it's right for you or whatever, you can always send me a DM on Instagram. That's in the link in the show notes as well. My Instagram is, so that is all there. So with that all being said, let's get right on into the episode because I'm going to have to make this, I say this every time and I never can, but I'm going to try to make this a little bit shorter than normal just because your girl's got to go eat. I gotta go eat before my next call. But we're breaking fourth walls here. We're going, it doesn't even matter. I want to be very upfront and honest with you. But let's get right on into the episode because it is a very important week for me, at least. And we have some very important topics to talk about today. One of the reasons why it's a very important week is because it's my freaking birthday. It's my birthday this week. So the day that this comes out, it's going to be the day before my birthday. So my birthday is July 3rd. I am almost a firework baby. I turn 35 this year. And honestly, I can't remember the last time that I was like this excited about a birthday. I don't know why. I feel like mid 30s, I'm like, okay, I'm like, I am feeling it. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling like my goals. I feel like I finally know what I want and I know who I am. And, people talk about getting older, and I'm not that old. I know that. But like in your 20s, you're like, holy shit, 30 something is old. But like now I'm in my 30s and I'm like, damn, I look good for 35. Like I just feel so good about myself and my career and my business and like where I'm at in my life and my family and all of these things. And one of the other reasons that I'm so excited about my birthday is that I made a decision a few weeks ago, maybe even a month ago or so, but I made a decision that I was going to make like making this time, like this birthday week, this start. This is a new, I don't know, like a new year kind of. Like it's time for a little reinvention. Most people wait until January to reinvent themselves and set big goals like January 1st, new year, new me, right? But I wanted to do things a little bit differently this year because that's just my vibe. And I feel like my birthday is like the perfect time to have a quote unquote real new year this year because hello, I'm actually like coming into a new year of myself, a new, like I'm coming into 35, a whole brand new year for me to just start over and rediscover and continue to not even rediscover, but just continue to discover who I am and what I'm capable of. And it's the day that like I feel like it's the day that I get to, even this whole week, that I get to pause and reflect on who I've been and celebrate what my creator has done and who I'm becoming before another year passes and allowing myself to see all the good that I've done, but also everything that I have coming up too. So this is an episode I feel like that's going to be more about like becoming. And I hope throughout this episode you can see where you can start reinventing yourself as well if you would like, obviously. Like reinventing yourself regardless of whether it's your birthday or whether it's a new year or a new month or a new week or whatever. Like it's a new freaking day and you can reinvent yourself. Like you can decide to reinvent yourself any damn day. Any day. I'm choosing my birthday because I don't know, it's fun and exciting and I like a set time. I mean, technically I'm doing it this whole week, so it's before my birthday, but let's talk about 34 because that's the age I am right now, technically. Let's talk about 34. So much has happened this year. Like I didn't get just one, but I got two brand new mentors. I hired two coaches. I invested in myself a shit ton. When I tell you, like, I know that I've invested in myself more this year than past years. And honestly, maybe even than more than past years combined. Possibly. I've invested in myself a lot this year. Any money, basically any money that I've made for my business, I've put back into my business, which is scary as shit, but it's also really exciting because I'm learning so freaking much. I booked two trips for myself to help my business grow, both of which I'm going to take at 35. So I'm going to Florida here in a couple of weeks for a VIP day with my mentor. And then I'm going to Texas in September for another day or another, actually, it's like a whole week. It's like 5 days with that same mentor as well. And there's going to be lots of content, lots of things coming up. There's going to be a yacht in Florida. I'm going to be flying by myself for the first time ever. I'm going to be flying like when I turn 35, but it was because of decisions that I made when I was 34. I'm going to be traveling for the first time by myself ever, like so freaking insane. So that's happening. I launched so many new programs this past year, like in 34. I launched Rooted and Relentless, obviously, is still launching right now. I did a shit ton of 10-day challenges. My 10-day Telegram challenges are some of my favorites. I've done free master classes. Identity Switch Protocol has been a big one that's transformed over the last year. Also, Standards of a Self-Obsessed Woman, which we are currently today, the day that I'm recording this, we're wrapping up the final call for that. And just so many amazing up levels just in my business as a whole, but even the programs and like my clients and who's coming into my world and all of that. I launched my podcast at 34. Like I've worked with incredible clients that are creating such incredible results. I have watched both of my sons go through different like procedures, which really helped me remember what matters most. Uh, and not just like my kids matters like how do I want to explain this? My business matters too, yes, but it also helps me get more rooted into who I am and really just like expand like this energetic capacity that I have, right? Because as a mom, I feel like as soon as you become a mom, which I became a mom years ago, but as soon as I became a mom, like that energetic capacity automatically expanded, like especially if you add in a business and all of those things too. But I had to watch both of my sons when I was 34 go through procedures and scary shit. I had quite a few moments where I just wanted to quit and burn it all to the ground. I also learned that, like my business, I also learned that my cycle, TMI, but I also learned that my cycle may have something to do with that. I may actually this year start tracking that better, not for pregnancy reasons at all, but more for just like even launch reasons. When I want to launch certain programs, when I want to do certain things, because I swear it affects me so freaking much. I really focused on giving up my own damn excuses. I leaned into the your excuses are boring mindset that my mentor has because that was something that I struggled with a lot. I allowed myself to have excuses and I still have excuses. I'm a human being, but like I don't allow myself to have near as many as I used to. I started believing in my own dreams. You know, I've been in business for 4 years, but I feel like if you've been a business owner for that long or, you know, around that time, you know that there are times and years and seasons where it's like you go all in and you actually believe in yourself and like there's it's something finally clicks versus seasons where it's like you're doing it because you love it, but you don't actually believe anything's going to happen with it. And I feel like I finally got to that first one where like something's clicked and I'm feeling really, really good about it. So that happened. I started believing in my own dreams and really trusting the certainty of my future. And yeah, I had lots of moments of stress and overwhelm and frustration and things that stretched me way farther than I ever thought I could go. But that's just living the human experience, right? And I deeply believe that this wasn't just like an action year. Like I'm a hustle queen. I love to take action. I love to put in the work. I love to show myself that I can do the hard shit. But it's not just an action year. This was like a becoming year. Like I've become a whole new version of myself that I never really realized that I could be, that I wanted to be, but I didn't know if it was actually possible. Like I accomplished a lot this year. Lots of vision board moments happened and more to come at 35 for sure. Even more, like double. Let's just put it out there. Double more to come. Double more, whatever. But over the last year, I became someone who I was proud of. I became someone who I'm like, damn, you did the damn thing. Like you did the thing. And that's such a fun thing to like, yes, I want to celebrate my birthday for sure, but I wanted to take a moment to like look back. And I think this is important for you to do too. Take a moment to look back on who you've been. There may be things that you want to change. There may be things that you want to upgrade. You may want to take your life to the next level. You may want to have like grow the crazy business and do all of these things, but like don't forget to look back at where you came from and how far you've come. Because it's really easy to look at like, oh, well, I'm not where I want to be yet. But if you look back at like how far you've come, you're going to be freaking amazed. You're going to be amazed. But now I'm just ready to take it to another level. Like I want to look back a year from now when I'm recording my podcast before my 36th birthday and I want to be like, "Damn, girl. Like you did it. Like you're not working your job anymore. You're working your business full time. You are making a shit ton of money. You're impacting a crazy amount of people. Like you did the damn thing because you never gave up. Like that's what I want to see for like next year. That's my vision for next year. And I've been thinking about the word that I want to embody this year, uh the year starting at my 35th birthday. And to be honest, it's not really changing much from what I said at the beginning of the year. If I'm being totally honest, you guys probably don't remember. That was so long ago. My words at the beginning of the year were power, presence, and grace, which that's all like the embodiment of queen energy, right? Like there's a queen energy. She's powerful, she's present, she's graceful, right? So I am personally keeping my word as queen. That is my, and I think the reason I love it so much is because it's my alter ego. And I don't know, I feel like I've talked about this before. Like, this is my alter ego. This is my, when I'm like, who do I need to show up as right now? I'm like, I need to show up as like the queen energy page, the woman that shows up for her kingdom, for her, like, for all of these her amazing future and the people that she can impact and all of that. Like, she shows the F up. So I'm keeping it. I love it. It's my alter ego. And I'm adding in this embodiment with the queen energy. I like to say it's queen energy with a little bit of a princess vibe because I don't think the queen would ever say this, but I'm adding in this embodiment of becoming like hot, rich, and that bitch, which I know I've talked about previously on the podcast. I think it was when I look back, I believe it was episode 10. There was like a whole episode on becoming hot, rich, and that bitch. So like now I'm doing it in like this queen princessy type of vibe. And the reason I love like the queen mindset so much in this word is because the queen has to show up no matter what. The queen has to show up no matter what. She can't take an off day. The queen has to, like, she has to let others have their opinions. People are going to have their opinions. They're probably going to talk shit, but she keeps pushing forward. My version of a queen is classy, but she likes to have fun. Like I said, think of like a queen, but like a little bit of a princess vibe. The queen runs her kingdom. Think like when I think of kingdom, I think of like my family and my business, right? And she runs it with ease and with passion and with excitement and like with this knowing that she is going to be able to change everything. The queen brings value and positivity and real change to her community. And that's what I want to embody. Like, she is confident, she is passionate about the good of everyone around her. Like, she is the ultimate it girl. Like, think about it. The queen, she is the ultimate it girl. She dresses nice, she looks nice, she smells nice. She's like going and I mean, I've never smelled a queen, but this is just what this is just what I'm thinking. But like, she is happy, but she's present and she gets shit done and she tells the hard truth and she doesn't allow excuses to hold her back because she doesn't have a choice, right? And so this year, I'm going to be using the word queen to ask myself questions like, how does she think? How does she make decisions? Or what does she tolerate? What does she not apologize for? What does she do no matter what? Like, I am becoming the woman who carries herself like she already belongs in the rooms that she's been praying for. I'm becoming the woman that doesn't chase validation. I'm becoming a woman because I don't need validation. Like, I'm becoming a woman that I lead before I'm recognized. Like, people may not recognize me as the queen, but like I'm still gonna lead. They may not recognize me as a leader, but I'm still gonna lead until they do. Right? I'm becoming a woman who creates peace instead of this chaos because chaos is happening all around me no matter what. But what if I can be a place of peace? And I'm still gonna be like crazy. Don't get me wrong, but like what if I can be a place of peace for my kids and for myself and for people who really need that extra push, but that reassurance that they're doing the right thing. They're going after the right dreams. They're able to create their dream life, right? I'm becoming a woman that protects her energy, a woman that makes decisions from abundance instead of fear, a woman who keeps promises to herself, which I feel like I already do a pretty good job at, but I'm like going to go to the extreme. And a woman who can be deeply rooted in her family while just relentless AF in her calling of like what she's really meant for. Like I know I have a calling and it gets louder and louder and louder every damn day. And so to be able to fully go all in on that is super, super exciting for me. So I'm planning on saying yes to a lot more this year, like bigger rooms, bigger impact, better health. I'm already starting to do better health by working out and by doing 70. Well, I've been working out, but like for like 5 years. But doing 75 hard is something that I've really been focusing on. I freaking am obsessed with it. I'm also going to lean into doing more rest without guilt. When I rest, I sometimes feel a little guilty. I'm not as much as I used to, but still, I want to rest without that guilt. Really having like these upgraded standards of the queen, more courage, more discipline, more presence, more joy, more opportunities, more listening to my gut because I'm pretty good at listening to my gut instinct when it comes to my kids. But you know, I'm a human. And sometimes when I'm listening to my gut instinct, trying to listen to my gut instinct as a woman, as a business owner, not as a woman as much, but just as a business owner, like, eh, sometimes I'm a little tired and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's the right answer, right? So I just feel like I mean, it is time to say goodbye to 35, 34, but I feel like I'm ready. I'm ready to say goodbye to 34. And I think this is the perfect way to do it, to celebrate an incredible year and move forward to an even freaking better one. Like I'm leaving behind things like waiting until I feel ready and overly explaining myself or underestimating who I can be and what I can do and playing small and letting fear make my decisions. And also, this is exciting. I'm starting to bring back some of the woo. Some of the woo. And I don't really think I brought it to the podcast much, but if you've been with me for a while, I've done like meditations that I've actually been like where I record them. I love the like woo-woo spiritual side of things. I just kind of got away from it because I also am obsessed with like the masculine, like you better do the work, bitch, like kind of energy. And so, but one of the things that I have to do for 75 Hard obviously is read 10 pages of like personal development or business books every day. Well, now I'm getting through my books. And so I think it was my brother's copy actually, but I stole it from my parents. I found The Secret, and so now I'm reading that. I've listened to the audiobook, but I've never actually physically read the book. And so now I'm physically reading the book. And I've also been listening to so many interviews with people like what's her name? It's Robin something, the author of The Secret, as well as Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bob Proctor. Like I've been really diving into some of these bigger names in the spiritual side of things and the law of attraction. And so I'm starting to incorporate some of that into my life. This is very recent, so I don't have too much to say about it right now, but I feel like it's just really reading the book again, like reading The Secret and starting to apply the things and applying gratitude and all of that. It's inspiring me to bring this like spiritual woo-woo side back into the picture. Like I feel like I'm a perfect mix of like the spiritual woo-woo, but like boss bitch, don't make excuses. Come on, actually put in the work kind of vibe. So hopefully I can bring more of that to you in the podcast and also to my social media. So yeah. So whether your birthday is coming up or you're just ready to make July, because it'll be July 2nd when this comes out. So whether you make July 1st, 2nd, whatever, your own personal type of new year, whatever day, it doesn't matter what day, it doesn't matter what time. You could start halfway through the day if you freaking want to. Like maybe you're in this funk because your new year didn't go the way that you wanted it to. The first 6 months of the year didn't go the way that you wanted it to. Well, guess what? You get to make the decision today to shift that. You get to make the decision today to have a new alter ego, to have new goals, to have new dreams, to focus on what you're going to do and who you're going to become. And you get to change it all. You get to do whatever the hell you want, right? And if that's you, if you're ready to get out of the funk of the first 6 months of the year and you're ready to completely upgrade your life, then I challenge you to do this with me. I challenge you to look back at the last 6 months of your life, the last year of your life, and find all the things that you're grateful for, find the things that you need to work on, and then decide who you're going to become. Decide what standards you're going to have. Just because it hasn't been like that the first 6 months of the year doesn't mean that you can't go after your dreams now. It doesn't mean you have to wait until January 1st to like start something new. You get to do it now. So I would love for you to join the challenge with me of whether you want to step into your queen energy, you like that vibe, whether you like something different, you want a new alter ego, you want a new word of the year, you want new standards, you want to start taking different actions, you want to challenge yourself with something like 75 hard. Like reach out to me and let me know what you're doing so that way I can support you because I freaking love challenges and I love just seeing how far I can go. Like my schedule that I have for myself, like coming up, it's crazy. And I'm not saying I'm going to be able to stick with it long term, but I'm just seeing how far I can go. I'm seeing what I can do. And I think that's so freaking fun. And make sure, by the way, you're following me. Like I said earlier, you're following along on socials because I'm bringing this whole 35 hot, rich, and that bitch queen era energy to social media. And I'm really excited. So bringing that there. So make sure you're following me along there. And yeah, I think just like a final question for you is, who would you become over the next like 365 days? If you started today, who would you become over the next 365 days? If you stop just focusing on goals, like we love a good goal, but if you stop just focusing on goals and started focusing on who you were becoming, started focusing on this identity, started focusing on who you're embodying, whoever that alter ego is, whatever that is, like if you started today, what would your word be? And like I said, DM me so I can share it. I would love, oh my gosh, this would be so much fun. If you shared your alter, or not your alter ego, that too. If you shared your word of the year, whether it's from January 1st or whether you're starting over now, share your word with me. So then that way I can share it throughout my birthday week. I think that'd be so much fun. So I can see what everybody's like different words are and who they're embodying and who they're becoming, because every single one of us have different missions in this world. And so to see that, I don't know. I think that'd be really impactful. So I would love for you to share with me what your word of the year is. But also, like over the next 365 days, if you started today, what version of you would be sitting here 1 year from today? If you showed up bigger, if you stopped playing small, if you really like transformed your life and became the woman that actually shows up for herself, upgraded her standards, you embodied whatever words you're wanting to embody. For me, maybe you're embodying the queen energy. Like who would you become if you stayed consistent with that and stayed with those standards and stayed with those actions? And who would be sitting there 1 year from today? Because I know for me, if I do this, I'm going to be someone who is so freaking comfortable making content, who is growing her following because people are like, who the hell is this bitch? Like, what is she talking about? Is helping more and more people around the world be able to shift into this next level identity and become this woman that is capable of anything, and knows she's capable of anything. Like, I would leave my full-time job. Like, that's what I would create. And so I'm going all in. I'm going all in, and I'm so freaking excited. So this year, I don't know. This year for me isn't just about building a bigger business. Of course, I want that, of course. But it's also about becoming the woman who fully embodies this life that I truly believe that I was meant for. So I'm stepping more into this queen energy, not as a title necessarily. I won't be calling myself Queen Page like a crazy person, but as just this way of living. I'm going to be choosing these standards over shortcuts. I'm going to be choosing peace over proving myself all the time and just leading with this quiet confidence. I'm still going to be loud, but like leading with this confidence that's more quiet without needing this outside validation or reassurance. Like I don't need 50,000 people to be liking my posts. I'm going to speak my truth and I'm going to show up as the best version of me, as this queen version of me. And I'm just going to see where it takes me. So yeah, I kept my promise. This podcast wasn't near as long as most of my podcasts. Pat myself on the back. This is incredible. I hope you enjoyed this. I know this was a lot about me, but I hope you got value out of it too. And I can't wait to celebrate my birthday by you guys listening to this podcast. I'm so blessed and so grateful for each and every one of you that are listening to this podcast right now. You have no idea how amazing I feel and how much this podcast and this community has absolutely changed my life. Like I wouldn't be where I am today. And I'm still growing. I'm still growing, baby. But like I wouldn't be where I am today without each and every one of you. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. If you loved this episode, please make sure you share it to your stories with a takeaway, your favorite part, tag me, all of the normal things. And I will be back as always next week for a brand new episode of the Identity Glow Up podcast. So thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you next week. Love you. Bye.